Hello, and welcome back to Reverse 1999. So, today we are gonna do Necrologist Anecdote. I'm actually kind of curious to see what's going on with her, since she has a very interesting design, really. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I know about her, is her design. So, without anything else, let's get to it, shall we? A new anecdote has begun. Okay. Oh, that's different. Liechtenstein, the Tombstone Museum entrance. Hey, Flack family, package for you. I heard a young man shouts from in front of the building. He glances at the door place. Flack Tombstone Museum. Before anyone can answer, he drops a heavy sack at the doorstep and bolts, as if fleeing death itself. Tap the underlined words to view additional information. Oh yeah, I actually wanted to know about this. A museum for Tombstone, situated in a country with no allegiances. The principal of Liechtenstein, along with a country road a few kilometers from Vaduz. Scenic, quiet, sparsely populated. The Rhine wind sweeps across the lawn, across the old stone castle. Letters from the door plate glint in the afternoon sun. Flex Tombstone Museum, heirloom, trust, obituaries, tombstone and communion. The unfinished wishes of the deceased are handled here. More than enough reason to give the place a wide berth. The locals call it the House of Spirits, a name with a mystical and chilling aura. Black sack. This is the 13th package from the last 3 months. The package is as heavy as all the others, and just as strange. This makes it even stranger by the faint sound coming from within. At times, they seem almost as if they were a voice. Passengers find themselves staring at the package with concern. But the girl who comes to collect it seems to hear nothing. Okay. Drag the package and place it at the entrance to the museum. Yep, there we go. New commission. The heavy silent door creaks open as the mistress of the museum lifts the sack. From across the distance straight. The broken stone stirs, shaking off the flecks and dust gathered from its journey. A new tombstone, one ready to join the museum's ever-growing collection. Inside the Tombstone Museum. Necrologists are known for their ability to let familiars hear the last words of their departed. And families, alright. We use an arcane skill to awaken the tombstone. When an arcane skill incantation appears, tap to trigger it. Anima Apia. The slumbering tombstone is awakened, and the voice that dwells within can at least be heard. Friends, we have more important things to do. First, turn on the light. Don't like it in the dark. It brings up terrible memories. Those nights were filled with roars. Yeah. But now the silence is more deafening. Wipe the dust off the package. The stone shards sent to the Tombstone Museum is but a small fragment of the monument that it came from. Yet the shards bear the name of its owner, Mueller. Mr. Mueller, are you well? The tombstone trembles rhythmically, perhaps a nod. Kind lady, may I ask, where is this? This is the Flack Tombstone Museum, sir, though many also know it as the House of Spirits. Interesting. People come here bearing the fragments of the restless souls, hoping that we might help them find peace. The room is quiet, yet crowded. It is attended by tombstones in every nook and corner, some polished white, some mossy and grey, others so old and worn that the markings have faded, erased by time. My apologies. The Tombstone Museum. What exactly is this place? You've traveled far to reach this place. This is Liechtenstein. The tombstone falls into long silence. Bad news, without question. And for a tombstone that has already known death, it borne more than enough bad news for one lifetime. Damn it, where on earth did those brats bury me? I've been banished to this forsaken place, but I'll return home in glory. They betrayed me. Betrayal! Blatant betrayal! The tombstone shakes violently, its anger clear. Please calm yourself, Mr. Mueller. Too much trembling will worsen your cracks. That will make it harder for you to rest. The mistress of the museum knows well how to handle such things. In fact, the regret you may fear may not be beyond repair. What, you plan to go rough them up for me, Miss Stranger? Of course not, she coughs gently. Hatred leads away from peace. It cannot soothe the dead. We can find a better way. You can trust me. At the very least, trust the other 31 tombstones that rest patiently here. They were once like you, burdened with regret that could never be resolved. But they have found peace. The Necrologist's softened voice calms the reactions within the sack. Calms, I mean. Very well. You can pick me up now. Place me in the glass case you're holding. The tombstone doesn't forget to add, but only for now. Lift Mueller's tombstone. Beneath Mueller's tombstone, Necrologist spots another broken stone. This tombstone drips with collected moisture. It's weathered, ruined, and steeped in sorrow. Is this another part of you? You've been terribly hurt, haven't you? A weaker, more timid voice finally speaks. No, I'm not part of that loud fellow. Beads of water drip from the stone like unceasing tears. Sir, you are? I'm not him. My name is Smith. Okay. Can be reviewed in review session. Please continue watching the story. This is interesting. This is an interesting way to do the anecdotes, I will say. It's basically a text-based adventure, huh? Whenever Age does storm and hurl her museum into, the commissions never stop coming. Oh, is this... Okay, that's interesting. I guess the museum is stormproof then, like the Foundation's base. A commission letter arrives together with two strange tombstones. Commission letter. It began with Stone Collector. His restless tombstones whispered day and night. A neighbor to Barrett, he wrote this heartfelt letter. This Miss Necrologist, word of your museum is spread across the world of Arcanum. They say you can hear the voices bound to tombstones. I hope you can listen to their final words and grant them peace. If you require my any help, please do not hesitate to say so. The letter shows many corrections, clearly written in a hurry. Evidently, this writer was exhausted after days of frightening visions. 1. A trembling monument bearing the name Mueller, the other a weeping stone called Smith. There's no clue whether these stones are gathered from. In this age, death comes easily, no matter where you go. Necrologist, entrusted with managing the belongings of the dead, does not deal in worldly gold or silver. She turns to other rarer things. A lonely ghost that refuses rest, or a chatty storybook in an attic, in those things that she gives new value. For now, the task is to understand that these two gentlemen of stone desire. Let's talk to Mueller first. Smith's tombstone is in a terrible state. The spirit dwelling seems positively haggard. Given Mr. Smith's current state, I think we better return to our commission for now, Mr. Mueller. You wish your unfinished regret. Your unfinished regret. What is it? The tombstone pauses. I appreciate your eagerness, Miss Necrologist, but I doubt you can fulfill my regret. Had a zeal beyond words, designs of impossible grandeur, to make my country's might supreme, no matter the sacrifice. But I fell on the battlefield. I died in a war that could end all wars, having won neither honor nor glory for my nation. So yeah, there we are in World War II right now. World War I, I mean. Dust and grift flakes off as he speaks. The grinding sound drowns out Smith's lonely murmurs. Mr. Necrologist, what year is it now? 1920, Mr. Mueller. The impassioned tombstone has no knowledge of the new timeline that has arrived into this storm. Necrologist has passed through many ages, bringing peace to the spirits within these tombstones. 1920, Smith asks, shivering at the sound of the words. It is still there, the sea monster, the really big one. Mr. Smith, is there something that bears on your mind? Could it be that her life's regret has something to do with this creature? Yes, it was a huge and grey. What, Moby Dick? Enough of your babbling, Englishman, Mueller interrupts. 1920. So then, is the Great War over? I must be returned to my home. That means to be laid here in honor. The weeping spirit is cowed by Mueller's outbursts, going silent once more. The girl just immediately surmises the best path forward. If she wishes to bring peace to this fallen soldier, she must go to Mueller's homeland. And a skilled mediator always knows when to steer the topic. As you wish, Mr. Mueller. The different choices may lead to different outcomes. That's cool. Thanks for your decision. You've grown more determined. And the ending may shift in ways more subtle and profound. That's interesting. Okay. The Necrologist will head to the train station and take transport to Mueller's hometown. Select the destination to travel. Different destinations consume different amounts of time. The current time shows here. Time advances as you move. You arrive at your destination right on time. Please arrive on time. Okay, so doesn't really I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go to the riverside. I guess we don't reach on time. Yeah, never mind. We have to go here. Mr. Necrologist, can we walk any faster? I'd like to get back to Berlin right this instant. The cobblestone from Litzbig Street are all different colors. You could spend the whole afternoon just studying them. What's more interesting is that we've got here. Just trees and trees and more trees. Wait, under that tree over there, is there a critter? Looks like it's asleep, eyes half shut and head dropping like that. Ah, reminds me of my younger days. Back then I'd often find new forgotten pieces of dry bread scattered around that big grey sea monster. Soon enough, a critter would creep over, curl up and nibble at the crumbs. Let's take a look at this. There are 7 stages. Alright, and 2 endings is my guess. Select your destination. Berlin. Sick good. Yeah, my thanks, Miss Necrologist. A still coldness hangs over the land. Cars steam along the streets of Berlin, a few pedestrians hurrying past. I finally return. I'm finally back. I once knew every inch of this place, every shop, every breath of air. Now, all that keeps him company is a broken tombstone and endless solitude. Did you know, Berlin shaped every one of us. Mr. Mueller, this doesn't look anything like the origin of the hero you spoke of. She scans her surroundings. Of course, heroes never stayed here long. We always march on, forward, until at last we return to receive the medals and praise we deserve. As Mueller finishes his speech, the long silent stone in the box finally finds its voice. I can smell it. He shudders with unease. Fresh wet drops fall. Mr. Smith's condition has only worsened since arriving in Berlin. Mr. Smith, how thoughtless of me. Perhaps it's best that we return. No, Mr. Necrologist, you mustn't leave. This is the heart of Berlin, the very source of our nation's pride. Please, won't you take us walk around Berlin? Just take in the atmosphere of the streets. Perhaps you might even cure Mr. Crybaby's woes. Don't change course just for the sake of this half-delirious wreck. Let's go full in Mueller, and let's stay. Upon taking a step, Smith was struck by a strong sensation. Mueller felt it as well. Maybe this is the perfect opportunity to discover the wishes the dead once had. So, this is the street you're so proud of, Mr. Mueller? Yes, this street boasts Germany's finest tailor shop. Nobles and dignitaries come from all over, and it was the pride of the entire city. Of course, including him once he arrived. Opera singers claimed they would wear the gowns and perform at the Moulin Rouge in Rome, in Milan, in Warsaw, every hall of victory. It was the calling card of Berlin. Turn that corner and you'll see it, the most elegant of them all. Is it gonna be bombarded? It's gonna be destroyed, isn't it? Just as Mueller said, a finest tailor shop stands in the corner. But its doors are shut tight, and its golden sign lies beneath a delicate little film of dust. Oh, it just closed because of the war. Knock. Is anyone there? She raps gently at the door. The hurried footsteps outside pass by. The locked door stays silent. At last, a neighborhood takes notice. Don't bother knocking. They've been gone a long time. No, impossible. They'd never leave, he denies desperately. Do you know where they left? Sometime after the war started. That's all I know. One day soldiers came to the shop, drove out everyone inside, except for the couple who owned it. Then they were dragged away. No idea what became of them. Sir, do you know where they were taken? No, it can't be. They were our pride, Berlin's pride. How could they have been arrested? But his frantic words never only reached Necrologist's ears. Who knows? Maybe like the others, they were packed onto trains, trucks, or ships sent off to some godforsaken place. Thank you, sir. The tailor's neighbors wave a hand and slams the door shut. Due to your decision, you've grown more confused. Interesting. Inside the car, Necrologist and her 2 Tombstone companions head towards Mueller's second destination, a city far to the east. Are you alright? Smith tentatively nudges the other stone. Ever since leaving home, and even now on the truck to St. Petersburg, he speaks far less than before. What's this? Beating me? Mueller snaps back at the gesture of comfort. This diversion's only temporary. When I finally figure out what's going on, I will return and rest in my homeland. Or did you think that was enough to shake a soldier's iron will? And you, Mr. Smith, are you really ready to face the outside world? No, He falls silent. Real soldiers are already marching towards St. Petersburg. Mr. Necrologist, you said it's 1920, then most likely they've already reached it. Mr. Mueller, perhaps St. Petersburg won't hold the answers you expect. I hope you're prepared. The Necrologist looks out the window. A storm of war has ravaged the land. Ruins and scars cover every town and village they pass. The suffering etched on faces is not hers alone to witness. For final victory, sacrifice is necessary. Once we triumph, we'll return to a proper path, to the heart of a better Europe. We have a warm rye bread on Red Square, fresh caviar, and of course, vodka. Those things sound pleasant, but the price seems far too high. No, Mr. Necrologist. When you reach St. Petersburg, you'll change your mind. The sound of a passing train interrupts him. On the far tracks, the steam engine howls as it passes, drowning every noise, reverberating between stone and skull. Smith suddenly stirs with agitation, but it's clear the reason has nothing to do with Mueller's grand vision. Ah, the monster scent is getting closer. I remember now, that sound, that was it. But were you hit by a train? A massive grey beast, its sounds always accompany it. These whistles come from trains, factories, ships, and for your harbor, Mr. Smith. So the great grey monster wasn't some arcane creature after all, but it was a warship. A ship. The other stone interrupts. Ha! That makes it simple. Let me guess. A harbor, a ship, ignorance of the outside world, confidential work, perhaps. You must be an English sailor, too cowardly to face the truth. Please stop, Mr. Mueller. London or St. Petersburg, our end is the same. Mr. Smith will see that soon enough. Perhaps putting these two in the same box was a mistake from the start. A blaring horn halts their quarrel, followed by the screeching of brakes. St. Petersburg, we're here. Let me see, we need to reach... So... this way, I guess. Time really has changed. Just look at these boys scribbling past the cafes. They all have shiny gold-plated pens. When I was their age, a simple birch dip pen lasted me 10 years. Mr. Mueller, that is a Montblanc fountain pen, the most popular writing implement in the market. Ultimately, it isn't the form that matters, but what message the ink and nib carries. Ink, those blue-black dots. You just smudged the paper with it. But that color, just like the rain clouds that used to watch roll into the harbor. Hey, look what I found! The latest jazz record. Come here over tonight, will you? The record's sure to get your toes tapping. What a coincidence! You just got a record too. We can play them one after another. See which one's best. Huh? Jazz? That rhythmless slop? Is that what you're calling it art now? Back in the army, we listened to rousing marches, stuff that really got your blood pumping from you and your feet moving. Times have changed, Mr. Mueller. Today's music is about loosening up and letting your body move freely. Move freely. Like I was back then too. Every Saturday night, me and my old gang would put our records on a record, and as soon as the record started spinning, we would stop our feet to the beat. And we wouldn't stop until the needle reached the last note. Oh, right on time. Okay, so we need to be exactly at that time, huh? Sir, look at this beauty. Singer sewing machine. And effective as 100 skilled hands. Let me guess. Before long, everything from ladies' handkerchiefs to gentlemen's bow ties will be made using this machine. But I'd say Berliners care more about the warmth than their fingers and cold machines. Hand-sewn lining, tailored suits, handmade to measure. No product made by some clattering gears can match that. The fine tailor shop, the pride of Berlin, have already vanished. It seems our cherished craftsmanship is next to be replaced. The world is like a camera, loaded with fresh film, the scent of the same, but the colors have changed. There we go. Where are we going? St. Petersburg, right? Thank you again, Mr. Necrologist. St. Petersburg noise rivals Berlin, but the winds are far sharper. This is where the new world clashes with the old order, there with no middle ground. Though the city bursts with activity, none of it is what Mueller had expected. We've arrived. This is St. Petersburg. I guess we can ask around. The Necrologist stops a hurried, wary-looking man. Hello, excuse me. Is this St. Petersburg? Of course it is St. Petersburg, but I can see you're not from around here. Indeed, I am not, sir. You should not have come. There is supposed to be a strike throughout the city. For your safety, I suggest you leave quickly. A strike? Then the war is over? Not yet, but it's only a matter of time. The Germans signed the agreement. We could have ended this damned war. We were all waiting, and that moment will be worth the finest bottle of vodka. It's the armistice, right? A favorite signing in the railway carriage seems to have been rewritten by Manus Vindicte. Due to the decision, you've grown more confused. From inside the box comes the dull, heavy thud, again and again. The stone smashes itself against the glass until the pane shatters. Mr. Mueller, you... Did we lose? He cries in disbelief. How could we lose? How could we possibly lose? This is our war. My comrades, their sacrifice, their blood, they didn't mean nothing. Again, we're going back in the themes of sacrifice. In chapter 11, there was a lot of that, right? That the soldiers were fighting just... everyone was just fighting at that point because they've lost so much. The only thing they could do was win, right? To honor the sacrifice of everyone who died. Why does it all lead to victory? Why doesn't it all lead to victory? Mr. Mueller, the war is ending. That is a good thing. The Tombstone slumps against the edge of the box, his cracks spreading wider, moss creeping deep inside. He calls out to Smith, but his voice is like spent shell, hollow and powerless. No, never! We lost, and you are the victor. Now you can mock all you want, for yourself, for your country. I am no victor, the other Tombstone trembles in reply. Now Necrologist understands why the soldier with such unshakable will could never truly rest. Perhaps the tragedy was decided from the very start of the war. This was never your war. You're no longer a soldier, Mr. Mueller. Your duty is already done. Damn. We need to reach at 16, meaning this one, then you have to go to this one. Don't be fooled by how few are left now. Back then, the whole garden was full of roses. Oh, the scent that drifted across the river. But right now, filling our stomachs is what matters. In wartime, what use are roses really? Mr. Mueller, for the people here, roses aren't just flowers. They're a source of hope. They keep them alive. If roses wither, I wouldn't be surprised if their hearts withered along with them. Damned piece of scrap metal. It's like paper-eating monster. My old dip pen never gave me this trouble. Ah, another poor sod tripped up by the new toy. What did I tell you? Mr. Mueller, your grudge against new toys is even more stubborn than this machine that keeps breaking down. Times are changing, and how we record words is changing too. And there it is. What we need should be in the 14th shelf on the top. Come take a look. Craftsmanship passed down across generations. Metals made from silver, spoon, and dignified. Care for one? Better hurry though. The strike's about to start. I won't be here for tomorrow. Metals came from silver spoons. What was once a show of tableside pride reduced to a mere trinket on a chest. See, these big shots are grinning at me from their metals. But that will have no influence on the course of the war. Yeah, that's not, yeah. Let's see, what can we do then? Do we go for this? We go for here. That's too much, yeah. We go over here, we go for 1.5, then we go over here, here. Yeah, and there, we're done. On the ship, morning. The journey from St. Petersburg to the English coast is no short voyage. Passers-by sway with the swelling waves. Mr. Smith, you seem down. Haven't you found your grey monster yet? Countless ships patrol the waters, steel beasts embodying the pride of the Royal Navy, the hopes of the people, the work of thousands of hands. I remember now. The grey monster was the greatest ship of them all. I tightened its bolts, painted its hull, checked its instruments, every day, every night. His broken stone fills with surging of memory, his voice fevered like a shot of adrenaline. I want to see it again. Just see it. Is there nothing else you need? Not a farewell ritual, nor a chance to meet old friends. I would have thought this meant much more to you. Ha! That's for the great men to arrange. A ship that size won't stop us for a single loose rivet. It has bigger missions. We never had a say. His gestures violently towards Mueller's silent stone, but the soldier was already at rest. We were just ordinary men. We were just ordinary tombstones. No different from stones on the roadside. Everyone is unique. Even as tombstones, I can tell you apart. The aura you carry, the uneven edges, the sizes of your cracks, they all bear your marks. Thank you, Miss Necrologist, but it doesn't matter anymore. I think you can place me in the lighthouse closest to the harbor. One day I'll see it again, setting out on returning. This tombstone brings, with hope, the dreadnought. Great vessels, built in the royal shipyard, majestic, colossal, the very symbol of dominating the sea. He waits, forever waits, for the ship in his memory, and silence sinks into eternal peace. Mr. Smith, I think I know what I must do. Library morning. For the first time, she breaks a promise to the dead. Behind her, the bookseller eyes her with suspicion. You've examined every newspaper that mentioned the dreadnought, miss. What exactly are you looking for? You're not some enemy spy, are you? No need, sir. I've already found it. Unfold newspaper. The dreadnought was struck by torpedo. Yeah, that's what I expected. And tragically sank. He's gonna wait forever in the lighthouse because the ship is never gonna come. Seas too rough for rescue. 35 officers and 512 sailors lost. Was he one of the sailors that was lost? That's why his tombstone is always wet. Now a graveyard beneath the waves. German actions condemned, we vow revenge. In the crew list, she finds Smith's name. She gently works his tombstone in the old newspaper, not placing him in any lighthouse yet as he had wished. That's basically as close as you're gonna get, huh? Liechtenstein. Outdoors. Stripped of their grand words, the steadfast soldier finally raises his hand to surrender. The ordinary sailor never escaped the shadow of the sinking ship, even after memory failed him. In war, everyone becomes a number, a forever silent tombstone. Intro to the Flex Tombstone Museum. New package, family? Thank you, Mark. Honestly, I don't even want to know what's inside these packages. But didn't you announce you were closing down? Not permanently. I only need time to think. These tombstones, these lingering souls, I once treated them as vessels for the regrets of the dead, as ghosts tainted with strangeness and impurity, but perhaps the truth is not so simple. You don't mean these tombstones, do you? You mean I've been carrying these things all the time? Before the mystery can reply, the postman bolts, fleeing with the uncanny place without another word. The story takes a different turn due to your choices. Mueller and Smith stood opposite on the beginning to end. I couldn't reconcile them, nor grant either man his final wish. I've learned the truth, but sank into an even greater regret, bound to eternal sleep. Should I really say that their spirits are gone? Were they truly there? As tombstones, they could no longer act. Then what about me? Perhaps there is something I can do for them, for those swept in this war, pulled forward unwillingly in this momentum. She opens the heavy doors and gazes gently upon the tombstones within. What is the true meaning of this museum? To remember the regrets of the dead, or to find, or to hold hope for the living? I don't know, but I must believe that even death itself should be faced with reverence. The end. Nice little screenshot here. Alright. Now I'm really curious, can we do the mission again? No, I guess this is the how we see everything. I'm going to go ahead and skip things and do the opposite things I was doing. Maybe try to reconcile them, really. Or was that just a one-time thing? I wonder. Come on. With this tombstone. Let's try to reconcile them, really. Let's talk to Smith first. The memories of the dead are often incoherent, but speaking with Smith is especially difficult. So you remember only seeing a monster in some harbor? Yes, it was huge and grey. A silent sea beast, he trembles timidly, circling the endless blue. Take notes. The Necrologist carefully writes down Smith's description. A massive grey silent creature. Was it a Kikitut, an aquatic kinker, or perhaps that one? Do you remember anything else on its outline, its color maybe? Sorry, I don't remember anything. I just feel like it's so familiar, like we've been together a long time. It seems drawn to Arcanus. The range narrows further. More research will be needed later to confirm. Do you remember anything besides the harbor? The dark stone sinks into a corner like a grape lost long steeped in sea water. It falls silent. Possible encounter of some kind of mystical coast beast. Memory disorder. Strong emotional swings. Woohoo! The more water slips into Smith's Tombstone. Don't worry, Mr. Smith. It's over now. It's not here. It can't hurt you again. Hurt me? No, that's not it, he mutters. There was a loud light everywhere. A noise. It was wailing. So was that actually your friend? I don't know. Emotionally unstable, likely post-traumatic stress, possibly developing the silent soul syndrome. This includes quite dangerous. Conditionally easily contracted by ghosts, where dreadful memories spread like disease, usually tied to the manner of death. Mueller has waited quietly, but his patiently wears thin, finally launches into a bold interjection. You're too nervous, Miss Necrologist. He once agitated, Stone was stated again. From my experience with these jelly-backed Tommies, it's nothing unusual. They're long in their sunset fading empire. Seeing monsters in the waves is really minor symptom. There's but one solution to these rabid English dogs, a swift bullet. It's only on the battlefield that I can finally see the world for what it truly is. Forgive me, I don't quite understand. Do you believe war can help you or Mr. Smith? News comes slowly, in a title place like Liechtenstein, but the effect of this drawn-out war has made their impact. Time passes and Necrologists receive yet more tombstones. Most are broken, the soul scattered, steeped in blood and smoke. Please, Miss Necrologist, don't compare me to that pitiful fellow. Look at him, he's nothing more than a delirious weeping failure. I was only thinking, the silent sea monster, it was grey, beautiful. I must insist that you return to my home, so that I might, be laid to rest in honor. He interrupts Smith, with a tone of a certain pride. The weeping spirit falls silent against the words. Necrologist immediately surmises the best path forward. If she wishes to bring peace to the fallen soldier, she must go to Mueller's homeland. As you ask, Mr. Mueller, as a decision you've grown more confused. Okay, I'm guessing that the confused one, being more confused is what, how do I say this, leads to the other ending. So I'm gonna try and go for the confident thing. So let me see, if I skip this, oh, okay, nice, I can go for this thing then. More determined. Leave. In this condition, Smith is unable to enjoy this sort of stimulation. It's best to leave for now. My apologies, Mr. Mueller, we can't stay any longer. The process of fulfilling wishes for the dead requires a gradual process. Sometimes strong shocks can backfire. If you must insist, Mr. Necrologist, but know that I will not rest peacefully until we return. Silence falls not only from Necrologist's decision, but also from the streets surrounding them. After some inspection, Mueller begins to notice that the streets are not as he remembers them. They are far bleaker. Harbor, gunpowder. Smith mutters the broken words again and again, shivering against the glass, like a startled deer. Mr. Smith, have you caught the scent of that creature? Gunpowder? You mean you can smell the smoke? He pressures incredibly, shaking the flecks of grit as something like envy. It seems like Tombstone's a lingering ghost. Of his particular traces. Only the atmosphere is thick and forged strong soldiers. Of course, the weak-willed may not stand for it. Ghosts bound to the tombstones are rarely whole. They are fragmented, stripped of memory. Their obsessions left behind are all that keep them tethered. Smith doesn't respond to Mueller's words, but his tone trembles silently. In fact, Mr. Smith, you really ought to learn to be a proper soldier. Right here, just like us, we follow orders, but for the Great War, brothers to the end. Berlin will give you faith, or at least cure you of that nonsensical aversion to smoke. Mr. Mueller, not everyone is meant to be a soldier, and not everyone wants to be. The proud Stone threatens to ramble on. Necrologist cuts him off clearly. It's time for us to leave. Thanks to your decision, you've grown more determined. Oh yeah, that's my guess. The more determined you grow, the the other ending you're gonna get. Let me see. Old and new. Walk around. Following the flow of the crowd, Necrologist eventually finds herself near a factory. Though it seems it isn't going on, instead of crowds of people stand together, entangled in a heated discussion. At the arrival of the Necrologist, their faces change. Some look at her with fear, and others anger. What are you doing here, young lady? I didn't mean to disturb you. She holds up the tombstone box in her hand and offers a brief explanation. Ah, I see. You're here for dead. Unfortunately, it's no time to be visiting Petrograd. War strike is about to begin. For your safety, I suggest you leave quickly, or join us. Strike? Then the war is over. Not yet. It's only a matter of time. If the Germans signed the agreement, we would have ended this damned war. We're all waiting, and the moment will be our finest bottle of vodka. Right now, yeah, March. Makes your decision, you've grown more determined. From inside the box, a dull heavy thud, yeah, the thing, stone smashes against the glass. Mr. Mueller, did we lose? Yep, that's the other thing again. My comrades that sacrificed me nothing. Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's never your war. Alright. Unfold newspaper. Dreadnought was struck by torpedoes. Yeah. It's the same thing. Let's see. Does this change the ending, or how is it gonna go? Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. After this, let's see. The story takes a different turn due to your choices. Mule and Smith stood opposite to beginning to end. I couldn't reconcile them, nor grant them their final wish. They've learned the truth and Sanctuary Grand want to enter sleep. Tombstone no longer act, perhaps. Is there something I can do for them? I really don't know if this actually changed anything or is just stuck here. Is this just stuck here, or how? I really don't know. Anyways, I think we've basically done everything, so yeah. If there is any other ways to get the other endings, it'd be nice to have someone tell me, because I really don't see if the review actually gives us the different things. So yeah, I maybe look at a guide. I don't know. Anyways, that was Necrologist Anecdote, which was interesting, I'll say. Let me see, where is she? Let me see. I don't think I have her at 100%, or,
Hello.
oh, I do have her, actually.
Welcome to the Tombstone Muse. My apologies. I'm losing it a little from all that I've had to do.
Yep, she isn't at the museum anymore. Yeah, I didn't even realize I had her at max level. That's crazy. I don't remember leveling her up at all. Alright, well, since she's a level 100, let's take a look at what the description is. Necrologist, an arcanist work exhibited in the 1940s for 17 years, combined with Arcanum, on November 2nd, the first exhibited Vaduz, Liechtenstein, the later toured all over the world. Okay, so she's from the 1940s, so she's from World War I, and now she's in World War II, and now she's stuck in one. That's kind of sad, really. Medium, last wishes, yeah. Inspired by tombstones in peace, that's why she's mineral. Fitting. Entrusted with legacy. Fragments, fragrance note, woody, chamomile, lavender, vetiver, white crystal. Smelling of chamomile is actually interesting.
Hello. I am the Necrologist. I am adept at listening to and managing others' affairs. This, of course, includes yours as well, whether in the present or perhaps in the future.
Suitcase climate.
There are still many tombstones like this in the museum. They get exceptionally noisy when it starts raining.
To the future.
The future? There's no real difference between the present and the future. People die, and there will always be tombstones speaking of their desires. Always a necrologist fulfilling those wishes. I can't imagine another necrologist fulfilling my wishes when I am dead.
Greetings.
Hello. Welcome to the Tombstone Muse. My apologies. I'm losing it a little from all that I've had to do.
Morning.
I'll sweep away the dust that's gathered on the tombstones from the previous night. While the physical body might have passed, it is still important to look neat and tidy.
Night.
Tombstones don't need rest. They'll chatter incessantly whether it's night or day, which is why I have chronic insomnia. No worries. It's all part of being a necrologist. Could you please have a chat with me? I haven't talked to someone who's alive for quite a while.
That is quite sad.
If you've got the time.
Heron...
When communicating with someone, always make sure to look right at them, and do keep your gaze gentle. This will help them accept the hard truth, which will prevent them from getting hysterical. I've touched both solid, rambling tombstones filled with regret, as well as frail shoulders trembling with grief. I've got about 10 outfits that look like this. I'm sure you can understand. The places that I've gone to are mostly funerals.
That is kind of sad.
The tombstones will leave once their wishes are fulfilled, and they will stay in the glass display for all eternity after. They'll never be cold to the touch, and instead turn silent and warm. You're a very good listener. It's not just the dead, but even the living are willing to tell you their wishes. You possess gentleness and that sort of incredible ability. Do you think getting attention from a necrologist is a bad thing?
Not really. Chit-chat.
Do you know Stonehenge?
Yeah.
I believe it's made of tombstones, though they're just a lot larger than ordinary ones. I really want to go there myself one day, just so I can listen to their desires.
And this one?
All right. Yelena's phone number. I've got it all recorded. What would you like to tell her? I've never forgotten you. All right. I see.
That's kind of sad.
From my point of view, tombstones aren't that much different than people. Death is merely an extension of life, which everybody is subject to. Everyone gets to that point someday.
Deployment.
I really want to remain neutral. I'm in the right place.
Alright, that's it. And while I was playing, I was taking a look to see if we could find ways to get other endings, but I don't think we can. I think that's kind of the point, really. No matter how you try, you can't reconcile them. Maybe that was the point, I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me later. Black hat. A common black top hat which suits all solemn occasions, which require formal attire. It's not valuable in terms of price, yet will always bring some comfort to the bereaved families. White chrysanthemum. A flower-shaped brooches are common, but only a few people have chosen to wear. Give me a second. Sorry about that, I had to go receive a package. Where was I? Right. Flower-shaped brooches are common, but only a few people have chosen to wear. A real white chrysanthemum doesn't take any sophisticated arcane skills to keep it bloom. More important, I think it's a heart which should always open to the embrace what is lost in life. Tombstone, invaluable. It may come to some muddy trail in the forest, some weed-covered mound, or some cliff weathered by rain. Most tombstones in the museum come from these places. They have been long forgotten, but they were eventually given a new home. Post-war. Happiness is a luxury, and especially at the national level. At this time, wars break out like incurable, stubborn diseases across the land. They spread to different countries, along with the rivers in the wind. Behind them follow death. Even though large-scale outbreaks of infectious disease are rare in recorded history, those who suffered from them can hardly have a happy ending in most cases. At the time, most countries on Earth were suffering from the disease called World War II. Complications included 70 million deaths and even more injuries. A necrologist is not an outstanding doctor. She has clear knowledge of her lack of talent in medicine, since she is afraid of blood. Well, in her affinity to the dead is an advantage. She could probably become an outstanding psychic, but she doesn't take that path, at least not yet. Interesting, she's afraid of blood. About Tombstone Museum, built in Vaduz in 1941, a special museum in the smallest scale display and the least complete collection, and providing the noisiest environment for visits. The tombstones are neither the same age or from one specific era. You can look at their similarities closely, but do pay attention to your manners. You may enter the museum through the front door and explore it via the atrium. Most tombstones are in a long sleep, so please keep your voice down. Of course, you can also come in from the side door to reach the warehouse through the corridor, but please confirm you have a history of heart disease and your noise-cancelling equipment before entering. We always welcome every tombstone-related instrument and always are ready to receive tombstones through social donations, personal donations, or private wills. Open 24/7 to the public. And now the Wilson interview. It's kind of interesting that Pandora is missing. Alright, I seldom have interviewers in a normal place like this. This is an important part of the social interaction. Sorry if I'm not sharp in these aspects. We can go to where I work if you like. It's just I don't have a fixed location of work, and it takes a long time to find the next location, as tombstones could be everywhere, and there may be dangers in the dark, for they are mostly in haunted places. Besides, it's okay, this place is fine. Oh, I'm being long-winded, I'm sorry. No offense, but I'm really curious. Is this a habit of your development after communicating with so many tombstone friends simultaneously for so long? When it involves the wishes of the deceased, I always hope to do better. Many of them have been stranded in this world alone for too long, unable to go anywhere else, or leave any traces of the living world. Like Miss Hill, she was always hoped to make one more black cone pie. One more black pine cone pie. Oh my god, that was a tongue twister. For children. She said it was devised as a better recipe, and old Robert. Wait. Shh. Huh. You're right. She's an interesting character. It was a bit short, and from what I've seen, there aren't any other endings. That's all from what I've seen. So yeah, it's basically what I expected. I guess the illusion of choice was mostly like for how do I say it? No matter how much you try, you won't be able to reconcile those old soldiers, or something like that. Yeah. Other than that, it's just doing these things. I'm close to finishing this. I'm only halfway through, and yeah. Other than that, that's it. We can that's gonna be it for now. Alright everyone, that's gonna be it for now. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you when Cold Steel releases. Alright, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for more Reverse 1999. Ciao.